On today's episode of Secrets to Scaling Your E-commerce Brand, I am going to be talking all about the essential email flows that you need for your direct consumer business. We are going back to the basics and even for me putting this episode together thinking, oh yeah, maybe we're going back to the basics, but I think we kind of need to because a lot of us don't actually have this set up and all of this seems to come after ads, right? We think that this is something that comes after ads. And yet, even if you have 100 people in your email list, these are absolutely essential things to have. I hope you have more. But, at one point, that's all that we had, on our email list. But this is absolutely essential stuff that we need to be looking at. So without further ado, here's the episode. Hey guys, Jordan West back with another episode of Secrets to Scaling Your E-commerce Brand. I am very excited to be here chatting with you all about emails. So we're going to be talking Shopify email marketing. First of all, let's break this down. I think this is really what I want to get into with you guys today is understanding which emails matter, which ones we need to have, which ones we don't need to have. And what it comes down to is that there's probably actually a lot of flows that you don't even realize could be making you a ton of money while you sleep, but you don't have set up. And, I've been guilty of this in the past too, right? Like sometimes we get to this point with our businesses where we're like, oh man, I don't know if I need to do this kind of stuff. Like, oh, the customers will just come. Really, does email marketing even matter? And it does. It does. Email and SMS are massive drivers of revenue. And, it's one of those places that sometimes we just get lazy, right? And so I just want to get back to the basics a little bit. And some of you may already know this, but for those of you who don't, I want to get into this, right? There's a few different types of emails. So let's put them in these categories. Let's say promotional, automated emails, and then engagement emails, right? So let's get into exactly what those are, right? So promotional emails are those ones that are going to try to tip the customer over to actually making a sale, right? These are ones that are just talking about promotions, and that's okay. Please make sure you have promotional emails. If you do not have promotional emails and you're just sending value, you're probably not going to be converting those customers. And great, you've gotten yourself a great email list, but without that promotional aspect and asking for the sale, there's no point in having an e-commerce email setup going. Also, let's just go backwards for a second here. We've been talking a lot about different types of service providers that I'm liking these days. These guys are not a sponsor of the podcast, but I absolutely love SendLane. There is another, big email service provider out there that, we also talk about quite a bit. And I feel like in the market that a lot of you are in, in the size of business that you guys are in, they have not been keeping up with being able to serve you guys. And the guys over at SendLane absolutely will. So if you guys would like an intro, feel free to reach out to me. But Jimmy, the CEO over at SendLane, just an incredible person. They are just the up and coming guys in the email space right now. Cannot say enough good things about them. Again, not a sponsor, just really great guys. If you head over there, just tell them that Jordan West sent you. I love, getting nice steak dinners from them, that sort of thing. So that's what I get out of all this. And also I just love using their service. So let's get back into it here. So promotional emails, right? Again, this is just about getting the sale. Now we've got engagement type emails, right? These are ones that are focused on really instilling your brand values into the customer and letting them know sort of who you are, right? A lot of brands actually end up doing these for the majority of their emails. Probably the wrong idea. And then there's automated emails that are based on different triggers, different actions that your subscribers take. So let's just make sure that we understand those three big categories first of all, right? And let's get into, 6 of the sort of promotional emails that you could potentially send. So I just want to get you guys thinking, hopefully, what happens is you guys listen to this and you don't even finish the episode because you're like, George, these were awesome ideas. I'm going to test these out. Thank you so much. That would just be the absolute best. So sending a discount or a unique offer, right? Okay, very basic, but running some kind of site-wide sale, running maybe a subscriber-only sale. I love those. Make sure you have a big, bold promo, right? You just want to have, so again, maybe I should do an entire series on email marketing because there's so many best practices that I don't see people using on a daily basis. So one of them is having one clear call to action, not multiple call to action. Send multiple emails with different calls to action, but please only one call to action per email, right? There's only one reason for you to send this email. It is that clear, right? So this is a really good reason. Another, really great one is just to announce a new product or a collection, right? This is especially in the apparel world, which I've been in for a long time. New collections, new ways to look at products are always something that your customers want more of, right? Generally, you're just going to be doing like a single item or a single collection, but make sure that you're highlighting and differentiating what that product is in particular. That is an absolute huge one. Number three, just promoting some best-selling products. It's a really great way to be able to, just let your customers know. A lot of times they don't actually know. Telling them that something is best-selling is also a great strategy to be able to sell more. You know why? Because psychologically, people want to buy things that they already know are cool. I do this all the time. Sorry, I feel like I date myself all the time when I talk, but I do this all the time when I go out to a restaurant. I don't want to see this full massive menu with 70,000 different items on it. I want the menu that tells me what to buy. What is the thing that people are liking? What is that thing that if I don't know this restaurant, what am I going to buy? Same sort of idea here, right? Where you're promoting those best selling products, right? You can even curate some top picks. That's a really good way to go about it. But this is a really good email that you can send at any time. Another one is seasonal promos, right? This is a really great way. And I did an episode ages ago on all of the different types of seasonal promotions that there actually are, the different kinds of daily calendar activities that there are. So, like National Burrito Day when I used to own a taco restaurant, right? That was a big one. And there's all of these different days that you can put in there and you can send these different seasonal promotions. They don't have to necessarily be discounts, but having a good bundle deal is always a great way to do it. And then just play around with it. It's a blast, right? It's a real blast to be able to, put a promotion that has like a seasonal holiday that has nothing to do with your business and trying to partner it together. People love that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff in particular. I love seeing brands get creative, and it lots of times catches my eye. Another, really great way is just, celebrating or commemorating some milestones, right? People actually care about this kind of stuff. So especially with an e-commerce business, right? If you've been around for, 3-4 years, make sure to let people know, hey, happy anniversary. It's our 3-year anniversary. It's a very cool sort of thing that people actually want to know about, especially customers who have been around for a long time with you. Like, man, they think that's really special. And so it's a great one to be able to share with them. And again, special occasions, right? That's a really good one. And creating these special occasions is a great way to be able to create this word of mouth and endear people to your brand. So those are some good promotional types of emails. So let's talk about engagement type emails, right? There's all sorts of ways to engage your customers. A lot of this is really about bringing value to the customer, right? So these are not necessarily asking for the sale immediately, but a lot of times these can perform incredibly well, right? So gift guides, style guides, those are really great ways to do it. Again, remember that the point of the email is to move them to the next stage, right? So where are you going to be sending them afterwards? Are you going to be sending them to a product page? Are you going to be sending them to a listicle? Are you going to be sending them to a gift guide, maybe a style guide, maybe a collection, like a new collection, maybe it's a lookbook, something like that. Educational content is really great. This is the way that I like to do it. And I got this years ago from a book called They Ask, You Answer. So the whole idea is go through your customer service data. What do your customers ask besides where's my order? Which is a big one. Go through your customer service data and figure out which questions people are asking and then start to answer those. So answer those with TikTok videos, with Reels, with emails, with SMS, with blog posts, all of these questions that everybody has. Just answer the questions, right? And what you'll find is that your search engine optimization will go up and up and up because people are asking these questions. They're asking them on YouTube, on Google. They're asking them to their friends. They're asking them when they add to cart and get to checkout and don't check out, they need an answer to a question, right? And that's where a lot of times we as brand owners and as marketers, we forget that people still need those answers. And that's really, really important. And that's one way. Another way is sending an email from the founder, right? This is a really great email. I saw a really good one, but I very much enjoyed seeing, one of our former podcast guests, Stephen Borelli at Cuts Clothing, send out a personal email. Of course, it wasn't actually personal, but it was just a nice plain text email from the founder asking if I had any questions about anything. Something really simple like that. It's a really great way. I mean, this is what differentiates D2C businesses from some of the bigger businesses, right? Is that the owner founder is usually still heavily involved. involved. And so if you do have a founder-led company, this is a great way to be able to send out a quick email, just letting them know. I like the idea of plain text emails that ask questions. Years ago, we had Tyler Sullivan on from Bomb Tech Golf, and he also runs an email marketing agency. And Tyler was really big on this idea of just asking a question. First of all, what it does is it gets you into the inbox, right? When you ask this question and somebody responds, you are now signaling to Gmail or whoever that is that you are friends with them. They're actually responding to you, right? And that you're actually listening. And so think about that. For him, one of the questions was, like, what's your best round of golf this year? Because he was in the golf industry. Well, guys, I'm a golfer. I love to tell people what my best round of golf is. I'm not going to tell you guys this year because it's not that great, but man, oh man, would I ever love if somebody asked me that question, I would respond in a heartbeat. We only got a couple minutes left here, but I want to talk to you guys about automated emails, right? Lots of these are going to be very basic, but I think that sometimes we forget that these aren't actually set up. So a welcome flow for new customers, 5 emails minimum, letting them know all about you. These emails need to come one day after the other, or maybe within 2 days of each other, because you want to set the expectation that they're going to be receiving emails from you. You would much rather somebody get off your email list right at the beginning than stay on and not open the emails, right? Well, and also, we'll talk about that in a future episode of actually getting people off of the list, right? And cleaning your list. Good list hygiene is absolutely essential when it comes to email marketing. Abandoned cart recovery, like an absolute basic, and something that I still don't see a lot of brands having set up correctly. Guys, you don't have to give a discount when you do this, right? You don't have to give a discount. It's just a reminder. And a lot of times, you guys know, you're shoppers, you understand. It's really important. Now, a cool way to do this is through some friends of mine, again, not sponsors of the podcast yet, but at Maverick AI. Really cool way to be able to both thank customers, which is what I was going to talk about next, as well as in your abandoned cart recovery, is to actually be able to send them an AI video that puts their name into it from the founder. A really cool way. Again, I'm going to actually try and have the guy from Maverick on to talk about all of the different use cases. I'm going to try and have one of their founders on. They've got a couple of incredible founders that I just absolutely love. And yeah, that's a really great way to do it. If you're not going to use a tool like Maverick AI, then just automatically thank them for their business, right? Go out of your way to thank them for your business. Have a bit of a delay on it, but make sure to let them know, like, hey, we're really happy that you became a customer of ours. Here's what some other customers have said about us. Have a picture of the founder. It's really great. And then guys, make sure that you're capturing reviews. We're using a great new product that I'm not quite ready to talk about yet, but we're getting so many reviews and we haven't integrated with our buddies over at SendLane, and it is just absolutely incredible. Also, another little SendLane plug here. SendLane has a free review module built into it, which is really cool. So just remember, reviews are incredibly important, and all reviews are important. Again, this is a whole nother episode. Make sure that you keep up all your reviews, even if they're bad reviews. But the caveat is you must respond to all of these reviews, especially the bad reviews, right? We know as customers going and looking that there are people out there that will just give bad reviews, but making sure that you respond to these reviews always is so incredibly important and public. Do not just put your 4 and 5 star reviews up there, put it all up there. Also, for Google's policies, if you want to be able to show your star ratings, you need to show all of your reviews. So make sure don't game the system, guys. People know when people are gaming the system. Just show all your reviews and you'll be great. Guys, so sorry. There is so much here. Let's talk about re-engaging lapsed customers, right? Going through and having a re-engagement series is incredibly important. We have recaptured tens of thousands of email addresses and customers by doing this. Remember, people aren't thinking about you all the time. They're not thinking about your business as much as you are, right? So let's make sure that we're looking at re-engaging these customers, letting them know, like, hey, we haven't seen you open our emails for a while. Are you still interested? And then give them a way to be able to get out of your email list at that point. All right, guys, I'm going to stop it right there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You're probably listening to this at some point in the summertime. Hopefully it's beautiful. Hopefully you're getting out there, touching some grass and not necessarily spending all of your time on a computer. Really appreciate all of you guys who continue to listen to this podcast. I'm blown away by the amount of listeners that we have and just the quality of listeners. You guys who are reaching out to me, you are unbelievable. I never could have imagined having such an incredible group of people who listen to my podcast. So thank you so much. I hope that this helps. If you could do me a big favor and go leave a review over on Spotify, that would do me a really big favor, and then share this with your D2C friends. Thank you again, everyone, and we'll see you soon.